welcome back to Big News Podcast. Welcome to the third episode. Today we'll be talking about our expectations for Deadpool and the Boys season finale. But before we jump into it, let's introduce everyone. I am Matthew, your guest. We have Tim on the show. Trevor.
Ew.
And Pierce.
Glad to be here.
Excellent. Pierce will be here for another week or so. Let's get into it. So the first and the only trailer that was released this week was the Beetlejuice trailer.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about Beetlejuice overall?
Yeah, I love Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I love Beetlejuice. I love Tim Burton. It's my favorite Tim Burton.
Oh yeah. No, it's probably the most wild. You could tell he was really given practically in some ways a lot of basically free reign with the design, and it's just I'm so glad to see just the expansion of that world, only because he gave us a lot of hints to some new stuff, and I'm a sucker for Monica Bellucci. I'm sorry. Anything that woman is in, I'm for it.
Absolutely.
Good night. And she looks gorgeous. She still looks gorgeous.
She does.
So I don't know, they better make a t-shirt or something with her, or make a poster or something, placking that on my wall.
Have you seen the new trailer?
I have, and it is super cool.
How do you feel about the vibe? You feel like the vibe is the same, or?
It's close, but it's very much like anything that's a remake today. It's okay, how can we do that, but then bring it to today?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just okay, I'll accept it. I understand you have to make something for a new audience. It's not the 80s anymore. It's not the 90s. It's we're not in that space anymore. But at the same time, though, it's a matter of really trying to. How do I put this? As long as the character dynamics stay true to what they were authentically at first, then we're cooking. But keep in mind also what was very crucial to the dynamic was sort of the innocence of the couple that first moved in.
Right. And
that's kind of what brought in sort of a little bit of that heart. So are we going to see that heart revisited, or are we just going to be focusing on
Ortega's character?
Yeah, Jenny Ortega's character at this point. So it's it becomes that question, and then we have the whole dynamic between Beetlejuice and Lydia. That's going to be a whole conflict too on top of it.
Certainly. Which
is interesting. The one thing I'm interested in seeing is how they're going to replace, I forgot the lady's name, but she was the receptionist in the afterlife. I forgot her name, but she was a choice back in the day to be one of the voice for Cruella de Vil.
Really?
Okay.
She was one of the choices. Very old school Hollywood. She was more in the lines of theater, but she had such a voice. I think she actually ended up voicing a couple things for Disney. I'll have to look back into that. But see, that's one thing I will say is that if there's some way to bring a little bit of some of that old Hollywood flair back in, the 80s does the 50s, it would be amazing. Love to see some of that too.
Absolutely. And Michael Keaton looks wild as always.
Oh, yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, he actually looks pretty good for being a lot older. He looks. You can pull off Beetlejuice still, not look old.
Yeah.
And he still has energy, definitely.
Yeah.
You see that sometimes, when the actors get older, but they're playing that part, especially when you look back at when they did de-aging on De Niro. He was still moving like an old man, kind of creaky.
Sure.
It's at least he still got all the energy.
Exactly.
I think Keaton's last two movies are just remakes of Tim Burton movies.
Yeah.
Bringing back his character.
He did good in Batman. As Batman, seriously.
I think he was better in this Batman than the other one.
Well, granted, a good chunk of it was a stunt guy.
Yeah,
surely.
Which was cool, though. I gotta say, I gotta give them props.
I liked old Batman too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Keaton's got it.
I think he still has.
He
I think he's not going to be the problem at all.
Yeah.
I love Beetlejuice, the first one.
And they added William Dafoe and Danny DeVito.
That's right.
I'm cool with Danny DeVito. I love them both.
I mean, it's
really excellent.
You can't go wrong with either of those guys.
They're both very good. And
yeah.
But the first Beetlejuice for me, I didn't love the story that much as the vibe they gave. I feel like Beetlejuice is not in the first one that much. He's really not. And not a ton happens in the story. Maybe I'm just trained to want a lot of things because I'm from today's culture where we have to pack as many twists and turns. But
yeah, it definitely had like that more slower paced, like just kind of sitting.
It was very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there was like one climax. I mean, obviously it was one climax, but it was very like, just like, hey, I need your help, and then they did it. There was no like inner turmoil between, in between.
Yeah.
But either way, I think this one's gonna be good.
But see, that brings up a valid point right there. It was a simple plot, right?
It was a simple plot.
But the dynamic of the characters is what drove the story and the world we created. You know?
It was the characters and the vibe.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh, Danny Elfman's music, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Period.
So in the coloring.
Yes.
I love how they're bringing the Saturn worm, but it's still gonna be in the trailer. It's still
Claymation. Yes.
Now, do you think it'll be a lot of still practical or a lot of special effects?
Well, if you think back to a lot of what Burton still is up to, it's still very much practical.
Sure.
He tries to keep it as practical as possible because he originally studied at CalArts and worked for Disney, so he's very much a student and like a lover of the practical crafts.
Yeah.
Period.
Sure.
So I mean, I can understand some shots just make sense, just literally just for the practicality
with
of
today's
CG,
age. Yeah, it's so easy.
More practical effects.
It's true.
What'll happen is they'll do a ton of practical effects on set, and probably like at least half of them will just get CG'd over. But it's still, you end up with better because you get actually a good reference, and then they're just kind of cleaning stuff up.
Exactly. Yeah. So like a hybrid.
And he's big of a name that he can do that type of practical effects, and that's just his vibe, though. It's not like a weird situation that all these like weird animations coming from. It's Tim Burton, so people expect it too.
Exactly.
So it gives it a pass. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't like that Jenna Ortega's in it, and the only reason I don't like that Jenna Ortega's in it is because people just found out she's the today's version of Winona Ryder. She's playing Winona Ryder's daughter, but she's literally just anything like it's the dark like pop icon now.
Yeah.
She's in like Scream,
like the
Wednesday.
Yeah, she's Wednesday and this. Like you just expect Jenna Ortega to be the person that comes in this.
I feel she forces a lot of her roles.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like, don't get me wrong, I know we're talking about Beetlejuice, but like a little tangent on Wednesday. It just felt like such a regurgitation of Christina Ricci's performance. I felt like sometimes she brought some original bits and pieces, but otherwise it's like, hey, you gotta play to the fans,
Right.
which is fair. I understand, but it's like, it felt very stiff.
It did feel stiff, and
stiff beyond what was necessary, I'll say.
Right.
So yeah.
I don't know. There's something about Jenna. I like Jenna Ortega.
I do
think
too.
she's a good actress.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a kind of spooky icon for the moment, I think she fits.
I think she
the
fits.
bill.
Well, she does.
But I don't think it's not necessarily. I should have rephrased. It's not that I don't like that she's in it. I just don't like the fact that I expect her to be in it, and she was in it. And I was like, it's like Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool. So I was like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Fits the role.
Yeah.
Like Christian Bale's gonna end up being Frankenstein. Like that, I seen coming. That I seen coming.
Wow. It is one of these like legacy films though. Like, you know, it's always been in talks about being made, and like Shrek 5 is a legacy film that like, you know, years and years everyone's talking about, but now finally Beetlejuice is actually coming to fruition.
Tell you what, the first I've seen like fan posters of Beetlejuice 2 since I was the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a joke when it first got out. It was out of nowhere. It was dropped, and it was like, oh, the trailer's coming out next week for it.
Yeah. I'll say that's the one thing I'll not to necessarily like go too much on a tangent with that too, but like the one thing I've noticed is that I've been following bloodydisgusting.com. So we're getting like literally the day that this was all like, even like the first little whispers, I'm like, no way. I remember, and I just like one of my buddies is one of the editors out there. I'm like, is this truly for real? He's like, yeah, we got this and we found this out. I forgot. I think they were actually filming in somewhere in Massachusetts. I think Salem.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, I could be dead wrong, but I remember seeing the behind the scenes, and it looked like they were out east for damn sure.
Sure.
So
that'd be rad.
Yeah. There's actually a site called bloodydisgusting.com.
Yes, that is like that's like Hollywood Reporter or Vanity Fair, but for horror.
For horror.
Yeah. So I'll read those two in the morning. Like I'll look through like the headlines, but then like Bloody Disgusting, I'll at least go through at least a couple articles to kind of just see like what's going on in horror, you know. And they got some great stuff on the games too, like gaming, movies, television, sometimes music too. Even like if there's like food promotion stuff, it's like honestly, it's a great website. Sponsor us.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I'm just checking it out now. It's pretty cool. It's got telling you about July 19th. These 5 new horror movies came out today. Terrifier 3. Shelley Duvall's on there, of course. A lot of ads, but yeah, it looks pretty sick.
Do you think that the first Beetlejuice was considered horror?
It's like kid horror.
Because,
I
don't know if it's
like it's creepy.
Horror. It's not like straight up like adult. It's like the young teen horror.
Yeah, it's. Sure. I would say like family friendly horror.
I would say if anything, it's more like
morbid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say just more like it's not scary, but there's a lot of topics that are.
It's a Tim Burton film. Yeah.
It's Tim Burton.
Honestly,
Tim Burton.
Yeah, that's a genre. That's the genre right
Yeah.
there. I'd say the closest thing I could say is it's like a Halloween flick.
Sure.
Like like if you want, there's like horror and then there's like Halloween movies.
Exactly,
You know.
Halloween
Yeah.
I was just gonna say like if you have to put like Beetlejuice is a little bit more on the like towards like leaning more towards the horror side than it does the actual like Halloween Town, where it's just super like corny.
Yeah, Halloween can be. Yeah.
Or like,
You know.
The one with the witches.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus.
Pocus.
It's kind of
Yeah.
scary. It deals with the topics that are like usually it could be in horror.
Oh my god.
Witches.
It's not scary. Yeah, but you know what, Hocus Pocus
Or the Nightmare Before
Christmas, they're kind of creepy.
Or any Tim Burton movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All Halloween.
It's
but
true.
Not like,
Yes.
It's pretty Halloween, but a lot
Sure.
of them it's like Beetlejuice, where it's just straight a little.
Conventionally dark.
Yeah, unconventionally dark.
Over the head with the ball.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to see that.
I really, I don't know if I like or I don't like the big speculation now that it's called Beetlejuice. I feel like they're setting up for a trilogy here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, completely.
But then if we get a third one, like, do we need that much of a story?
Well, at that point, they better be making that third one really quick because hey, are they gonna wait another 30 years?
Mel Keaton's 90.
He's just gonna be in a walker. Hey guys, what's going on?
I am super excited though because the trailer looks like there is going to be a little bit. I think because people nowadays with television shows and stuff are conditioned to get a lot of twists and turns and plot twists.
Sure.
It looked like there was a little bit more meat to the story.
Yeah.
This one, like there was actually Beetlejuice was actually going to have to solve a problem with Lydia, and because trying to find his daughter or her daughter.
Something along the lines of that.
He tries to marry her at the end. I swear.
It's expected.
I feel like it's going to happen.
Oh, they're gonna hint at it. They're gonna bring that red dress back too.
Oh yeah,
Guaranteed.
No Alec Baldwin though.
that is a bummer for me, man. He was my favorite part.
I mean,
I understand.
Yeah, I mean,
understand why.
yeah.
It was in hot water.
I
But
get it.
well, apparently he's out of that hot water.
I don't know. We'll see.
Apparently, I think they said the trial was acquitted. So I'm not sure 100% where things are sitting, but all I seen it was like on one of the rags, and they said and you see him like sobbing in the court, like he's like against. Basically, they like kind of like closed or like kind of like tossed the case.
Oh no! 2 days ago, Alec Baldwin, who still faces civil lawsuits over the Hutchins case.
He still does.
Yeah.
Never mind then. So things changed.
So sad because he didn't mean to do it.
Of
I
course.
love Alec Baldwin. I think he's so funny. I think he's so talented. And,
Oh, he is.
And it's just tough that happened, and now his life got turned upside down. And
It's pretty rough.
it was rough.
They're still gonna release Rust. I will still see Rust.
I
I'll
think
still
it's
see
really
it.
still are?
It will
Wow.
be an iconic movie. Like not necessarily good iconic, but
Mhm.
it will definitely have a stature about it going forward.
Absolutely.
It's
Oh,
that movie.
Be
I was
in
just
that
gonna say,
movie.
yeah, that's the one thing for sure that it's gonna bring people in. Like, hey, that's that movie. Then,
It's gonna be
yeah,
like The Crow. Or like,
Yeah.
or like Exorcist
Yeah.
or something like that.
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Where everyone talks about it whenever they see the movie.
Well, I'm excited for Beetlejuice, and yeah, I think them saying their name 3 times conjures him. So
Exactly.
there'll be like a cliffhanger or something.
Well, for sure.
All right, so Deadpool and Wolverine comes out next week.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I feel like this movie is also a legacy film where Deadpool has always felt like kind of in the Marvel universe, but like he eventually could have been into the MCU. Like it always played off like he was like just his own solo action movies. But now Marvel bought Fox and brought Hugh Jackman back, and it's literally one of like, if not the biggest movie of the year.
Oh yeah, I think it's the summer movie of the year. Definitely.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
It dropped in mid July or mid end July.
Yeah.
It's the main tentpole film. Like,
Yeah.
This is holding up the budgets for everything
Oh,
else.
Exactly.
They're really right on this one.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige's like crossing his fingers, like, come on, bring us back.
Now we've seen a couple trailers of some characters that we're bringing back, like the original Sabretooth.
Mm-hmm.
They have like some of the villains in like they have Azazel. They have Toad. They show.
Is coming back?
Yeah, in that one scene with Ant-Man's giant head, if you see like on the ground, you see like
That's fine.
Azazel is the first character to be mentioned from like the First Class kind of universe. So that'll be fascinating. Yeah.
I love Azazel.
Do you guys have any other big cameos you're expecting to see or want to see?
I know of one that just got dropped.
Yeah,
I was hearing about. I don't want to.
I don't want to spoil it. No, let's not spoil it. Let's not
No,
spoil it.
I don't know who that is.
I don't want to see it either, but I did see that there was a last trailer of Deadpool.
Wait, are you talking about
No.
individual, an older individual?
No.
No, okay, got you. Okay.
No, there was a
Somebody
last
different.
trailer they released just like 2 days ago. I wasn't going to bring it up because it's
I didn't even watch it.
yeah.
But Josh told me, of course.
Okay,
I
of
was
course.
like, oh, okay. So it's not a spoiler, but
Right. It's technically
There we
not a
go.
spoiler, but it's a trailer released literally the week before the film comes out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm
why
really
even...
trying to stay off that.
Yeah, me too. But all my sources that I look online always report
Oh
everything.
yeah, just
so.
Yeah.
So I literally woke up the other day and saw that
Yeah, I was like,
this character was in it.
That would have been fun to know, not know.
Exactly.
I know. It's like, come on. Like there's 2 reveals.
I know.
That would have been fun to know.
Sabretooth and then this last
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
But I believe, obviously if they're releasing these characters, there will be some other huge cameos.
Yeah.
Like the one that I'm anticipating the most is Channing Tatum to be Gambit.
You think?
I think so because
He's coming back with Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah.
Stuff too.
Because Gambit was in production for like 6 or 7 years at Fox when they had the rights to X-Men, and Channing Tatum was supposed to be this Gambit character, and the whole script was written, but they just couldn't find a director or just its place, and it finally got canned. But
Yeah.
I think Channing Tatum would have been the best Gambit.
I think I remember when that was coming out. He was on the same caliber as Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool. Where it was in production.
Yeah.
He was a great cast for it. Everyone liked him, and he had played that character,
Yeah.
like I guess before. But I don't know. That'd be cool. That'd be a good one on left field too.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that.
Do you guys have any other Marvel characters from the past you want to see?
I know.
Man,
I know
he's
Xavier's
so
coming back.
left field though with all his
Mhm.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
the 3 seconds or 3 frames of Brad Pitt showing up the one
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
I'm just kind of this last week leading up, not really watching the new trailers and stuff, trying not to get spoiled and just be pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly
Not
surprised.
really think about too much.
No, because really, the only details we know about the film is that the TVA, which is the Time Variance Association, it's like time police basically.
Yeah.
They're just hunting him down because he's in the last movie, Deadpool 2. This is a spoiler to Deadpool 2. The end of Deadpool 2, he steals Cable's time traveling like watch or widget, whatever. And he goes back in time to like kill himself as like Green Lantern. He kills like baby Hitler. He talks to like Wolverine as well.
Yeah. He does.
Kills himself as Green Lantern.
Mhm.
So he's just like jumping over all these universes. So it's finally catching up to him, and it is the first rated R MCU film as well.
Yeah.
I think that it's really funny. Do you think that they had it planned because he had this time stuff at the end, and then Loki like 2 years later came out with the actual TVA, the introduction of the TVA?
Yeah, you think they had it planned, or was it just
Do you
like
think it was a
coincidence?
plan because they weren't in cahoots to like be really
A merger, no.
merging at this point?
Those 2 shows at least.
Yeah, exactly. So like, do you think it just like lined up perfectly? Like, oh, he was fucking the timeline.
Yeah.
and now we can use the TVA to catch him.
Exactly.
No, I would say this. If it wasn't purposeful, somebody made that connection early on. Because sometimes those things, it's just very much... I'll even say this, yeah, I would say that was planned. Because a lot of these films are months in advance. They're prepped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody was out there like, hey, let's have him fuck with it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I don't know. I think Professor X probably gonna show
Professor
up.
X,
I would assume he'd show up.
Yeah.
Everything. I think Michael Fassbender would be pretty
That'd be
cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
Either of the Magnetos.
Either of Magneto. Michael
Yes.
Fassbender.
But yeah, I think
it's gonna be fun. I think there's gonna be some left field ones that no one's thinking of.
Right.
That's why I think that they're smart enough to not be dropping the whole movie, and they are dropping a lot of spoilers. And because everyone had a negative reaction to dropping Sabretooth, I feel like they were all like, "So let's watch the movie." So I think that they're dropping this next character that we saw on purpose because they definitely heard the feedback. But I think they're really trying to be like. Make us think that we're getting all the spoilers. I think they're gonna drop a ton of stuff.
Sure, right, exactly. Like they're gonna feed us
field.
all these like spoilers that
Yeah,
people
like,
think
oh,
like, oh, you ruined the whole movie.
Mhm.
But then there's 10 plus.
There's probably gonna be an Easter egg every 2 minutes.
It's gonna.
This
I mean,
movie's gonna be so packed full.
it's gonna be so packed full.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it really is like a pinnacle of everything. MCU, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool,
Yeah.
the Fox universe, like
Wolverine.
Wolverine,
There's so much to
especially.
play
Like,
It's like-
with.
Yeah.
It's like what we've all been waiting for
Mhm.
Deadpool's character and Wolverine's character.
what everybody wanted too.
And they have just free range to do whatever because they're messing with time and space and
And it's rated
timeline. Yeah, and Andy's fourth wall breaking.
Mhm.
You can just do whatever you want. And it's
Mhm.
all meta.
Uh-huh.
It'd be so fun.
What I'm really interested in though is in a couple of the trailers, if you've seen, there's like a dog pool, there's like a baby pool.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see like why he needs other variants of himself, or like where they're coming from, or if they're in the void too.
Yeah.
But dog pool. Will he be jumping around and killing people
Dog
too,
pool.
or is he just a dog?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be cool. He was.
That'd be cool.
But I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman,
I'm
Logan.
Really excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about them bringing him back after Logan?
Not for it. I don't care.
Oh, completely. No,
Yeah.
it's
I didn't want him to leave when Logan
I
happened.
know.
he is Wolverine at that point.
Yeah.
Truly,
Mhm.
The only other character I see him still as is Van Helsing.
I agree. He was amazing. That
He was amazing, Van Helsing.
He really was.
They'd bring that back. Damn,
That'd be cool.
I'd be
into
camping
that.
outside
I
the
love that
theater.
movie.
Van Helsing sequel?
Yes.
That'd be rad.
It was good CGI.
Oh yeah.
So I think it holds up.
I'm
I
not
think
saying
that
that.
CG holds up.
It kind of does.
It does hold up.
For 2002, it holds up.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what. When I say that, I'm just talking about the first fight.
Oh,
with
yeah, of
Jekyll and
course.
Hyde. After that,
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the vampire or the Frankenstein.
Frankenstein and
The Wolfman.
and
The
Wolfman.
Wolfman,
Where-
but I'm talking about
and Dracula
specifically Dracula's brides.
Yeah,
They hold up pretty well still.
Mhm.
they
too.
do.
When they're outside flying around and
Yes.
Mhm.
No,
Stakes.
yes.
Mhm.
I do agree. The Jekyll and Hyde sort of situation that was off.
It was rough.
It was.
Leave Extraordinary Gentlemen actually did Jekyll and Hyde better.
Not much better, but they did do
They
it
did-
better.
not much better, but they did it better.
They did. I will say.
That was probably the best part of the film, though.
Yeah.
The Jekyll and Hyde scene.
Yeah.
When they go hunt down Dr.
Yeah.
Jekyll.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Frankenstein holds up too in Van Helsing.
he does.
Oh,
They
he
all
looked-
That was, but the
yeah.
majority, because the majority of him was practical,
Yeah.
with the exception of like a couple little like bits and pieces
Sure,
that were
light-
like
lightning
electrical.
stuff.
You know what I mean? That was it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't. Those are the only two characters I picture Hugh Jackman as at this point. If there's anything else, my brain ain't.
Prisoners?
running.
You seen Prisoners?
I haven't seen Prisoners.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't seen
Oh.
Prisoners.
That's probably
the Prestige also.
Okay, I can
Prestige,
see that. I
yes,
can see
yes,
Yeah, he's
yes.
got some good ones.
He just
He
has some good
does.
ones.
Australia's also.
Australia. That's kind of slow burn, but
It
it's
is.
still
But
good.
he's a good-looking guy.
He's a good
guy. No, but Prisoners.
He's Nicole Kidman in it.
Yeah, Prisoners is awesome. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Prisoners is good. It's
Diabolical.
acting. Yeah.
Diabolical.
You like that. You really.
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
check that
dark.
It makes you feel
Yeah,
good.
it's a dark drama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably close to the feeling you get when you watch Long Legs. type situation.
It's not like as scary.
It's not, but it's not like demonic. It's very grounded. It's also that definitely has happened, can happen, will
Terrence
happen.
Howard, Paul Dano.
Yeah, it's very grounded, and it's so sad. And
I kind of feel like that was like Paul Dano before he got like big.
Yeah.
He was. Everyone else. I mean, people still knew who he was, but this is like when his creepiness kind of like came to fruition.
It was him and who was the other guy that's in it? The guy from Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, David.
Dalmatian.
Yes,
yeah, he's in it too, and he plays a wild part too.
He does. I forgot about his character in that. Yeah,
It's a good one.
Prisoners.
It's a good one.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal is the cop too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you really feel for Hugh Jackman's character.
Yeah.
And just actually, you really feel for Jake Gyllenhaal's character too.
Yeah, there's a whole turn to that movie.
Yeah.
We won't go deeper into that yet. But, yeah, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. You know, it's a different Wolverine. It's a different variant technically. So
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
it's not our Wolverine,
But it is.
but it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited because we're getting so many Deadpool variants. I'm excited to see what the Hugh Jackman or the Wolverine variants are. That we're not seeing any of.
We haven't seen any Wolverine variants in any
Variants,
trailers,
yeah.
and we know they're coming.
Yeah.
We know they're coming. There's actually the first trailer we see a Wolverine at a gambling table, but it's just the back of his head. He's like in a white suit.
Oh yeah.
He's in a white
the
suit.
patch.
Yeah.
They call him patch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But who's gonna play that though?
Yeah, I know. People think Taron Egerton.
Taylor Egerton, Harry Potter.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
They could, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that our
Carl
Wolverine-
Urban.
Carl Urban would be fun.
Carl Urban would be
fun.
sick.
Yeah.
Get some Butcher in there.
I think that our Wolverine for the MCU, if it's not Hugh Jackman, and I'm only saying if it's not Hugh Jackman because I know it's just the last movie, but it's been his last movie 3 times.
Mhm.
So.
And he'll be back for Secret Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, maybe it won't, but if we're gonna start fresh eventually with I think that one of these variants will probably be
Like our Wolverine.
our Wolverine, unless they pull a Sam Raimi Multiverse of Madness, give us a great Reed Richards, and then just be like, yeah,
Right, just take him
it's
out.
not happening.
Yeah, I can see that pulling.
Yeah. But, alas, I'm still excited. And I'm also super excited for the fact that neither of them die. So they can just
Correct.
stab each other and get
They just
stabbed
are
and blowing
literally-
up. It's just going to be so outlandish and so fun.
They're just beating the shit out of each other.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Non-stop.
They're like the two invincible characters.
Yeah.
They can just chop off each other's limbs and like...
Just grow
you know,
back.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's going to be so fun to see them
And they-
actually interact.
They both hate each other, but they like each other.
Mhm.
They both are like, shut up, I hate you, you know? So they're definitely going to be fighting each other.
Right, because he doesn't know this Wolverine. He doesn't know any of the Wolverines, really. So he has to like somehow convince this man that he doesn't know, show up and be like, yo.
Yeah.
I
You
need
should
your help.
come across the timeline.
Yeah.
Space-time.
The space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Deadpool comes
So
out next
excited.
week. Yeah,
So
I can't
excited.
wait. We'll see it Thursday night for sure.
Yeah.
And then that'll be our entire podcast next week.
Mhm.
Basically.
Nice.
So yeah.
That one's going to have a lot of to unpack, I feel like. So.
Oh, jam-packed.
Yeah.
So the only food that was released or announced this week was the tzatziki Lays.
Mm-hmm.
Tzatziki
Mm.
sauce. I love
I would
gyros.
try that.
I love tzatziki.
Love gyros.
I would try
Mhm.
that.
When I was living in Milwaukee, this awesome gyro place right down the street had the best tzatziki sauce.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to these chips to see if they live up
Yeah.
to
Hey, give it a shout out. What's the place called?
Oakland Euros.
Oakland Euros.
Oakland Euros. If you're listening, Oakland Euros, you know.
Hey, Oakland Euros.
Oakland Euros. It was so good. It was open till like 1 a.m.
There you go.
Total. It was like the cleanest, most pristine place you've ever
Really?
seen too. Oh my god, these guys were slaving away in there. It was awesome.
Really?
Good shit.
It was so good. It was voted best Euros in the Midwest for like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. But tzatziki sauce, we'll definitely have to. I'll try to find it this week.
Yeah. Let's
See if
try
I
that.
can,
Let's try that one.
That would be cool.
Sounds
I'd be
good.
down for
Yeah.
that.
But speaking of trying foods, Trevor, Tim, and I tried the new spicy Sprite. And here's the quick review. Yo, what is up, guys? We're here with another food review. Last week we talked about the spicy Sprite and the new fiery menu to come to Burger King. I'm here with Trev and Tim.
What up?
And when we were trying the fiery Sprite and the fiery mozzarella sticks, but we're also trying the jalapeno ranch from Taco Bell.
Mix up.
A whole little mix up. So first we have a fiery Sprite. We'll taste it, and then we'll give our review.
Yep.
Okay. Tim, get in there. Okay.
I'm into it.
Yeah, at first it is just a strawberry puree, like a strawberry Sprite, but the aftertaste I feel is a little spicy.
Yeah.
My palate feels a little kick.
It's a little tingly.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
Fire in there.
It's so weird.
It's almost like
Like a warhead.
Yeah.
It's like a half step above. Yeah, it's like a half step above just a regular Sprite. Sprite's already kind of
Right, like,
spicy.
like in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The atomic fireball candy. That's what it's like.
Yeah. It is like atomic fireballs. A little
But
bit of red hot.
it does not taste like a Sprite necessarily. It tastes like like you were saying, a puree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like a strawberry refresher, or cooler, whatever from Starbucks.
Switching that around a little bit.
Getting anything different?
Yeah, no, it's it leaves your palate spicy, which is so strange from a soda.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth $4.
No.
But if it was like regular priced, I would definitely buy it again.
I would definitely buy it. Yeah, but they're definitely marking it up for the spicy. Okay, now these are the spicy mozzarella sticks. I was growing up and there was one place that had like buffalo mozzarella sticks, and there was just these mozzarella sticks rolled in buffalo sauce and dipped in ranch. Amazing.
Awesome.
So I'm hoping these are kind of like it. All right, everyone grab one. And you can try it normal, or we have the jalapeno ranch. You can try it in.
I'll try a bite with each.
Yes.
They're thin sticks,
They're very thin.
but they are good flavor.
They definitely were made fresh, thank God.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of spice, but honestly, the Sprite might be a little spicier.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
100% spicy.
Yeah, to be honest, the Sprite was spicier.
Yeah. It tastes almost a little bit, just like a tiny bit Cajun, not even spicy.
Right, just a little hint.
Yeah.
Now, this is a spicy ranch from Taco Bell. Their spicy ranch nacho fries are out now. The smell is interesting.
Smell is interesting.
Get a dip in there. I do like that. It's not the spicy ranch, but it's much more like, kind of say smoky too.
Yeah. It's not spicy. Neither of them are spicy.
No, neither are spicy. Interesting.
Good flavor though.
Yeah, great flavor, honestly. But I do kind of like that bacon ranch from Jack in the Box better though. That we had.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
was
that
really
bacon
good.
ranch is also new. Tim and I tried that, and it's
Really good.
kind of tastes like campfire sauce from
It does.
Red Robin.
It does. Very good.
This is definitely for the people who aren't super into the spicy stuff.
Yes.
But they like the spicy flavor.
Exactly. Like a nice flavor profile of the spice. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for like spicy spice, this is not it.
Yeah, it dipped your feet in some hot sauce, but you're not jumping in.
Surely. Yeah, it's crazy to say that the Sprite was spicier. But that's true. It was. It was. All right, well, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so our main meat and potatoes of this episode is the Boys Season 4 finale. We all watch it together. We watched a couple episodes at midnight together. But yeah, right at midnight we'd watch it. And I mean, this episode did set up a lot. I wouldn't say there was too much like action compared to the other episodes, but it definitely set up a lot, and a lot did happen.
Yeah, it was very much a setup season.
For sure.
They could have had a couple more big things or an extra episode or two to really fill it out. Because the season overall did kind of like fall flat a little because it's so much setup. But hopefully that means season 5, then they're just set to go and they're just going to knock it out of the park.
Exactly. Yeah, I felt like a lot of the show didn't really like know what they were going to do for the last 2 seasons, you know? So like they definitely jammed a lot into this season and setting up a lot. So a lot of the episodes are like a lot of stuff's happening fast, a lot of it has to take time, and you know, we saw a lot of fruitions of characters, and the main the main theme of this whole season was trying to figure out what part of yourself you really want to be. Like you want to be the family man, or do you want to go out and help the boys, or do you want to be the starlight that is this innocent woman, or you want to be this fierce woman behind? And A-Train, like everyone's
Do you want to, they all did have that moment. Butcher, do you want to be the good guy, the bad guy?
Everyone's trying to pick their sides. Even Huey, when he had to like put his dad down, yeah, everyone's really trying to figure out who they are.
Person they are. Nor.
Yeah, everyone.
Deep.
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley.
I want to see what happens with her.
Yeah, that's gonna be
I really wish they showed us Ashley or
a little bit better, or a little bit more. I think. But yeah,
exactly.
I think it was a good season.
Overall, like the whole web weaver and
I mean, it was a little bit
so wild.
so
Huey has some trauma now. So
Huey just has some trauma.
He's gonna have.
That dude went through so much.
I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't like he didn't get in more to that.
Yeah, they didn't really address it.
They kind of laughed it off too, like
as a joke. Because like in the previous episode, they showed him like really like consoling like his mom.
Yeah.
And like even Starlight,
right.
it was like, oh, I was like sexually abused, like my dad just died. But they could have dived a lot more deep into Huey, like realizing, oh, I was sexually abused again by this clone or this shapeshifter. So.
But also the fact that he proposed, and it all felt like it just went back to normal. Like nothing. What was the point of besides just showing that she was like a jerk, of the shapeshifter proposing and stuff? Huey, because it just went back. Like their relationship strained for like 2 minutes, and then she was like, "All right, well, I'm going to test you for every STD, but you're still like a guy."
Yeah, well, in the aspect of the shapeshifter, she definitely proposed to Huey and was giving him sex all the time to like lower his just lower not to notice that she's the clone, like oh, he's distracted by the engagement or the sex or.
Yeah, but then he was still suspicious though.
He was suspicious until she said something in the bunker. Yeah. But I did not like the writing there where she was kind of upset at him. But at the same time, she was locked up, so she was probably like irrational too. So it was just weird.
I didn't like how she was mad at him either.
Exactly.
Why? Like, there's no reason for it.
Right. Yeah. He didn't know either.
Him to even think about the shapeshifter being. Like, if the shapeshifter was a character before,
right,
then I would be like, okay, it's on your radar.
And for her to
didn't even talk about this shapeshifter before.
For her to get taken out, that's her own fault.
Too bad. I mean, she can't get her powers. Tough. Figure it out. Don't blame it on Huey. He lost his dad.
Yeah, she was locked up for like days. She was just irrational and like probably hungry and had no sleep. So she's I get it kind of, but at the same time, the writing was just a little better in that scene, Yeah.
I was really disappointed that Kamiko couldn't take out that shapeshifter, but Starlight did. It was like half-ass powers.
Yeah, but it's also yourself. Imagine like if you saw yourself and you're like, oh, like, adrenaline flowing and like Kamiko, that's her friend. Like it's different if you're fighting yourself compared to like to fight a friend.
I don't know.
You know your own weaknesses.
Yeah, you have a good time.
If there was an evil clone of me.
I'd fight you. If you were a clone, I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna kill you.
Take him out. Take him out. Yeah, no, it was really great. This season, like the whole Homelander, the dynamic of his character has just gone off the complete deep end. Like he's losing it. Like, and Ryan's finally understanding, not even understanding, just finding out honestly who his father really is, and it's kind of fascinating because I always wondered what they told Ryan, because he knew his mother was with Butcher, but Homelander was his father. So, a fair does make sense, obviously. But
was the rape, Homelander raping the mom? Was that ever talked about in the show before?
Yeah.
I feel like that
for sure.
That was common knowledge. I didn't know it was a drop, but then someone said something about it on online, and I was like, "Was that a drop?"
No,
I'm pretty sure we talked about that before, right? Okay.
No, the only character that know was Ryan.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Within the context of the show, Ryan was the only one within the realms of understanding that didn't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, probably none of the 7 characters give a shit. But
yeah.
Either way.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that.
I think the setup was great for the end of the last season, or the last episode. Where everyone's at, how Frenchie got taken
by the
Gen V.
The Gen V kids. Yeah.
Gen V.
The Gen V kids.
And Butcher's going AWOL.
Yeah, Butcher's the villain, huh?
Oh yeah, super souped up Butcher.
Yeah, souped up
Which
Butcher.
I want to know what the through line is for like the damage to superheroes, because like Butcher
Right.
can rip other soups apart, so can Homelander, but sometimes we'll see them do damage to another soup that we've seen them take before and they just regenerate from, but because it was inflicted by a more powerful soup, it's like longer lasting. I don't quite understand that.
Yeah. Wow. It was good. It was a little bit slow, but
No, I mean overall it was definitely it was a setup season, yeah. And then they had definitely so many characters they introduced too this season. Like think like Sage, Firecracker, Webweaver. They really went into Tech Knight. Like they introduced a lot of characters this season, and I mean that only makes it more convoluted. But even the true to original characters, like obviously Homelander and the Deep, are becoming much more insane. Tyranny. These
more prominent characters, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely more prominent characters, and President Homelander or Sub-President, I guess.
Yeah, or Sage ended up getting her plan to work in the end.
Hey, that was a great plan, honestly. The Speaker of the House.
It was smart.
Yeah, the third in charge. You never really think about that, but
yeah, that one was good.
That's a great way to take out
That's
Newman.
a good move.
Yeah.
It was a good way to take out Newman too.
I kind of felt bad for Newman though.
I did feel bad for I liked Newman the whole time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
The first time she's introduced, like the end of the second or first season,
yeah,
when she's blowing people's heads off, you're like,
yeah.
But
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they were all about to just do a nice, peaceful resolution. And
Yeah.
Butcher comes in and tears
Takes
it all
her
apart.
No, really, like they really had something like they could have easily not had to. It would have changed. I mean, that was a pinnacle moment too.
That was a pinnacle moment, definitely. And it was out of nowhere too. And the way it happened, I'm surprised that he has tentacle powers now. I know it's not probably his V power. It's probably the virus too.
Yeah.
Because his V power was closer to.
Well, it's the same thing with the rabbit.
Right. Yeah. But
he's got like a beat up tumor that's a monster inside of him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the tumor itself has become sentient.
Right.
So
yeah.
He just.
But does he still have his V powers? Like eyes, you know how he was kind of close.
I don't think. I think it's just the tumor.
It's just the tumor.
I think it's just the tumor. Yeah. Maybe he'll be able to do it in the future. Like it's in his genes, now. But I think it's just the tentacle tumor.
Does Huey have any of this? Because Huey was being up for a minute.
Yeah, but I don't think he has any. It was like if you only did it like twice, I think you were fine. But I think you did it like 3 or 4 times, your brain was fucked. So.
So they're saying there's like a certain limit to where it becomes more and more probable.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think Huey is fine. Yeah, everyone on the boys is fine.
Like the Kingsman virus.
Oh yeah, the one Kingsman. Yeah.
But yeah, everyone but Kamiko and Starlight on the actual boys aren't soups. But Firecracker, it was fascinating too to see that they really tried to make her sick and make this whole theme in the last episode, and then they just never touched on it. Like even
like she started being sick and then she's just fine.
Yeah, like even in the hallways when they were like when the Deep and Noir were killing people.
Yeah.
She was like throwing up in the hallway, and she never once used her powers at all this season. She like snapped.
All she can really do is a little bit of crackle.
I know. I was hoping.
Powers.
She's kind of like Dazzler from X-Men, so I was hoping to see a little bit of just like.
What'd she do?
I was hoping she would be like just like a shotgun would be like or something like a firecracker out of her hand or something like
That'd be kinda cool.
Firework or something.
But nothing.
But she snapped that one time at the convention, and like a little puff cloud and little fireworks came out, but that was it.
Yeah, I think that's all she can do is just like little tiny sparks.
That sucks. Why is she part of them?
Well, we all know why she's part of this episode.
Yeah, we know why.
I know.
But maybe, I mean, that's also another point, but she's clearly...
Yeah.
she's clearly getting sick from all the hormones she's taking.
Yeah.
So she's either gonna have to stop or get pregnant. So what if she offers Homelander to like have another son?
I'll carry another son.
I'll carry another son for you, just so you can have a son and more milk.
Instead of Ryan.
She's flooded. That's you.
She's flooded. She's flooded for her.
No, I mean that would be. I think that would be really interesting if they.
I bet you that's gonna happen.
Right? It's
that's
really
a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That makes sense. That would be a good one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because obviously he can, impregnate non-soups.
Right.
So that would be no problem with Firecracker.
Is she just getting torn up by the baby and killed by it?
Yeah.
She probably will be. Yeah.
That'd be sick. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I'll tell you. Tell you what.
Alien.
Yeah. Literally go through her chest. But there was a quick. That'd be wild. That went through an alien. Just a bait. No, anyways, though, Firecracker, when she was sick, there was a quick minute where I thought that she got infected with V, and Homelander was drinking the milk, and then he was infected.
Infected too.
And I was like, oh, this is where he's gonna die.
Interesting.
He's gonna start getting sick. But I was like, it's just the hormones.
Yeah. We've never seen the Deep actually kill someone like that before. We've seen him use other powers, but never his strength against a normal person.
Punch through it.
Yeah.
Punch him down.
Just literally punches his skull right through. That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was a brutal scene.
And Sage knew that she had to not have him, involved to make his plan work.
Yeah. That was crazy. They kept the audience out of the loop too.
Mm-hmm. Which I did appreciate.
Yeah, that was cool.
And Sage will be back next season too, obviously.
Maybe.
With this whole thing, Homelander knows that he can trust her, and he was even like, "I treated you like trash."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just to see if I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
I could even see her and Firecracker finally getting along with the top. It would be the three.
That's what I was gonna say. It's really showing that everyone who's left except for Nor.
Right.
Is really loyal to Homelander.
He'll come over.
Yeah. But everybody else is deadly loyal to him.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's not out of fear though. I don't know if it's out of fear.
No, I don't think it is. No, Firecracker, Sage, and the Deep genuinely love this man. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because they're famous.
It's a big part of it. They're famous, definitely.
And they know they can get other stuff by just using what positions and powers he has.
Oh yeah, I mean
Well, they're all using him just as much as he's using them.
Yeah, exactly. Not just because he's famous, because he has all this power and diplomats behind him, and especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, the Deep just wants to kill people.
Yeah, he really does.
Homelander's got a whole list.
That was so funny, the Ashley scene. He's
but Ashley, should she be at the top?
Shouldn't Ashley be at the top of the list? Anybody know Ashley's last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley too.
He writes it.
He writes it wrong.
And she's a prominent character too.
Yeah.
I think which is funny too. When we see her take the Compound V, her head gets all bubbly like the leader or the Green Lantern villain, which is fascinating because the whole season was about people down talking Ashley. She's this low less of, and everyone has literally taken over her job, and or she's obsolete at this point.
Right.
And so now that she has this Compound V, she'll become much more smarter, I think.
That'd be crazy if she actually became a big player.
Exactly.
She's been good at playing the game too. She's hanging out with superheroes.
Tech Knight.
She's at the top of everything. Yeah, she's played it really well for just being a person, not having superpowers and lasting this long.
Her character is also, I feel the perfect amount of in the show. She's not a main character, but she is a character that is right below a main character. She's not too obsolete. She still has her little arcs. You get to know a little bit more about Ashley. She's not a throwaway character, but she's not someone you're gonna follow. So I think it's cool that she might. I think she's one of the perfect character archetypes to be a big player next season. Yeah, with how much people like her, but they don't know her that much.
Exactly. And no one really realized that she was the leak either.
Yeah, exactly.
No one ever figured it out. They just hated her. They were just mean and crude for no reason. She was just there. So I think now that she has the compound V, she'll get this like huge brainiac kind of moment where she is not maybe psychic too. She can like lift people up.
Yeah, I want to see what her powers are. I hope she's super strong.
It's me parallax strong. She's gonna turn into a cloud. Sucks souls on people's bodies.
Yeah. It's all together. I think that this season's gonna be good. We're gonna have Gen V in between. It's gonna keep us afloat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this probably new season probably won't come out for until 26, I think.
I think 26 is what they were saying.
So we'll get Gen V sometime.
Tough. It's just so long. I can't wait.
We'll get Gen V though in the early next year, I'm sure.
Yeah. I also kind of want to wait because I don't want it to be over.
Exactly. There's only 8 more episodes left.
I know.
So
it'd be nice if they did a little extra long for the final season.
Yeah, they were talking about.
I heard they were doing a longer season.
They're talking about either doing a longer season, like longer episodes. There's not like more up. There's 8, just the longer episodes, or they'll just do a film at the end.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like a little capstone film.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Like a 2-hour movie to capstone.
Yeah.
For sure. And make some of those like fake movies kind of like to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah. The VOT 5
train
or whatever.
in the 8 train.
Yeah, the VOT 7 train.
They could definitely do like a trailer
thing
for that with all the big trailers.
What do you think's gonna happen with A Train? You think he'll be hunting down?
He'll be dead.
No way. Oh, you owe me $2 by the way.
I do owe you $2.
He wasn't even
in the episode.
He wasn't even actually, he was in the very beginning when they canceled the film.
Yeah.
A tax write-off.
Yeah.
Like Batgirl and Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah.
Made films, but just literally scrapped.
That's so funny.
Because of money.
That's so funny.
Yeah. The hard work, no, doesn't matter. Beautiful. That was really funny. Yeah. Sad, but funny.
Yeah. Will Ferrell's not going to be in it.
Will Ferrell.
Well, yeah.
But I think overall it was definitely a sub-season, but it was a good season.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, going back.
Soldier Boy set up.
Yeah, Soldier Boy at the end. He's be a huge player. But now he's in Homelander controls his body, so who knows what will happen.
Yeah.
If he'll ever be unfrozen.
He's going to be cloned.
I don't think
he's got to make it out.
Yeah, he'll definitely make it out, but I don't think anybody knows that the CIA has him.
Yeah.
I don't think any of like the boys or the 7 other than Homelander.
Yeah.
But,
so we're going to see how much more supernatural stuff pops up.
Yeah.
We're going to get Jared Padalecki in there.
we have to, yeah. At this point, last season.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think anything else in this episode. Or overall in the season. Like with Ryan, do you think that now that he killed like his aunt basically, he's got no other family other than Butcher on that side. Oh yeah, on his mom's side though. He had like his aunt and Butcher and his mom, but everyone is dead to him now on that side. So now only he has Homelander. But do you think he will realize it, or do you think he'll become a Brightbird?
We'll have to see, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a really toss-up.
Yeah, because he definitely wants to do good, but also doesn't know how to control his own strength. And he won't be held down. He's shown that.
Right.
Like, he's not going to be controlled or anything.
Right.
No, the only kid that would probably be able to hold his own is that one kid from Gen V.
Right, and we saw him for a second.
Yeah, he was holding.
Sam?
Yeah, he's holding Kamiko.
Yeah, he was holding Kamiko. Yeah, he could probably hold up.
I think Sam's probably going to teach.
I'd like to see a Sam versus Ryan fight.
Sam versus Ryan.
That'd be nice. I really don't like Sam now.
I don't like Sam either.
No.
I really want to tell all the Gen V kids to eventually.
No, but he's going to tell them
about all of them.
He's probably going to tell Ryan about how he was locked in a basement and they were experimenting on all these kids, and he's going to show Ryan that his dad's pretty evil.
Yeah, I can see that. I was basically the chick is mind controlling him at this point, right?
Yeah.
But he was.
I could see that at the end where it's just everything's wiped out. It's just the next generation takes over.
Well, it's like that classic. I was showing Trev this last night on TikTok, but there's that classic scene from given the Boys comic and the show have barely diverged from each other, it's not really the same story anymore. But there's that classic scene of it's like Butcher in front of the White House with his crowbar, and just a bunch of superheroes. They're all around him. He gets like a big wide shot, and I'm like, we're getting close to seeing that. Where he's just like, all right, I'm gonna take them all out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy last season. They're gonna have to throw so much into it. Like, and then you know they're gonna want to, and you know they gotta wrap it up. They can't like drop the ball on this season. So and I think they know they can't drop the ball.
Right. That's why it's taking 2 years. So
yeah.
like
So I think it's gonna be a great season. They're gonna put their time into it.
I'm sure they've been writing it for years now. The last season.
Yeah.
And then once they're actually producing it, filming it, things are gonna be popping up, better ideas on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starlight's the only one of the boys that got away.
Yeah.
Everyone else is locked
Well,
up.
Milk got slapped by a dick.
Yeah, how do you even recruit
Why
a
did they
big?
punch him? Why did they have to make it?
Yeah. You got the big dick guy.
Yeah, but that's why they do it so elaborately with the getting slapped in the basement.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
There's
That's
no
tough.
need.
Yeah.
But
Just tase him. He's a guy.
what kind of superpower even is
I know.
He just has a big dick. Yeah, it's like a snake dick.
It's not a superpower. He's
Like,
like
clearly.
whipping it around like a
Like a lasso.
lasso.
Mhm.
God, that would hurt.
Yeah, I mean at that point, it probably wouldn't even feel it because it's probably so fucking. This is a rope at that point. Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, Starlight the only one. Do you think she'll try to free them or do something more of on her own to like find Butcher, stop Homelander? Do you think she's gonna like try to?
She's probably gonna try and track down Huey first.
Yeah. Definitely get Huey out of there.
Where's Huey at? He
He's taken away in the fucking van.
was taken by the police, right?
Yeah.
Same place that Frenchie was, right? The same.
Well, I don't know. They were all different places.
Yeah.
Like Frenchie and Kamiko were at the docks, and
Yeah.
Huey and Starlight were just driving on the road.
Yeah, that's just supernatural shot. You just need them
The wide shot.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they got stopped and she blasted out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, if you think about it, we know that they are all probably based on the fact that we see all this happen at the same time, right after he gets martial law at Homelander. So they're probably all going to be going to a similar place. They're all probably hired out to get these people,
Correct.
to go to a singular place. So I bet you Starlight is probably gonna. I don't know. She might try to get Butcher. I think that she might think that Butcher's a lost cause and just go break him out without Butcher. But she might be like, I need Butcher to break him out.
True. Yeah, but at least they know that Butcher is on their side, kind of.
Yeah.
Like they can at least use him.
They can talk to him.
Yeah, for the things that they need, but he's not necessarily. I mean, he's pretty much a villain at this point.
Yeah, he's like,
as long as they want people dead, they can work with him.
Mhm.
But trying anything smart,
Right?
no,
Because
not gonna work. He's just gonna go full brutal.
well, what's her face? The girl he killed at the end.
Vic?
No, the
Newman.
Newman, yeah.
Newman.
So Newman. We saw a couple episodes before that she was almost indestructible. Like Homelander lasered her, and they shot her in the head and everything.
Face full of super acid.
Exactly. And now Butcher just goes into his tentacles and just rips her apart. Like, not how weak Newman is, but how strong Butcher is.
Yeah, Butcher is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why even he was just like, it'd be suicide to try to do anything.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
just let him do whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm. I almost thought he was going to kill Frenchie there at the end.
That would have been wild.
Yeah.
That would have really severed some ties.
Yeah. No. Exactly.
You
You
would not
can't.
be like, hey man, can you help us out? You'd be like,
You killed Frenchie.
Yeah, you killed Frenchie.
But I do love that glimmer of hope, though, in the last episode we got of Kamiko and Frenchie. It was so sweet.
I know. I bet they tried that like 5 times.
It just never worked. And now they're at a point.
I know. I was like, yeah.
They're both going through so much, and like now they're at a point where like all they have is each other. And
It makes sense. It makes sense.
You're the best person. It was so cute. I love that scene.
Yeah. He's gonna die.
Frenchie? No way. At this point now. I thought maybe last episode.
Yeah.
Because he made the serum and I thought, and when he was about to shoot Butcher, I'm like, oh, yeah, this could be it. But now that he's with Kimiko, and Kimiko literally said her first words, break that. So I think that really...
Maybe it's just setting up for a really
hard breakup. I could see that, but not right away. They're not going to kill him right away. But like near the end, maybe of the last season, they could kill him.
They have to actually talk together.
They could actually talk together, yeah. Instead of her fake sign language.
Fake sign.
Yeah, the sign language she uses is not like
no.
It's fake sign language she uses. It's so funny. But yeah, a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Good season though. Web Weaver was probably my the whole episode in the mansion was so fucking funny. The tech night.
Yeah. I say overall good season. I just wished that a lot of what they did for setting up, they just sprinkled more throughout other seasons
instead of like trying to,
and instead of just making a like setup season.
Yeah,
I agree.
I could see that.
I definitely agree. They set up so much, and there's so many characters they had to like introduce and then develop a little bit for you to like get to know them, and then for them to do things. And it's like, okay, but now I think this last season maybe we'll get only like a couple new characters.
Yeah, anything that lacked in this season, I feel like is just lacking because it's gonna make season 4 or 5 better.
5 so much better because like I don't even see them adding too many new characters.
No.
Yeah,
like,
I really hope all the setup's done.
Exactly.
The Avengers thing where you set up for 10 movies and then you have to introduce every character for half an hour each.
Yeah, exactly.
We should be able to just jump right in. Like, let's go.
So yeah, I think they'll bring back a lot of characters too. I mean, it's like we have, at this point we already have our roster. Yes, so the final season will literally get everything, and we'll bring back some old characters that we probably think are dead too.
Yeah.
The Stormfront, we never actually saw her die.
Maybe while the Stormfront came back, we had Stormfront, Firecracker, and then there was Maeve.
Oh, Maeve's definitely coming back. Yeah.
All those characters that have been like Homelander's sidekick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Soldier Boy. He'll be back.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of war at the end.
I'm really excited.
It's going to be a lot.
Scorched Earth, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be scorched. There's no way to not be scorched unless they actually just do the drug or the virus and kill them that way. The only other way is just to go half bite.
And I truly think that in the timeline it will also be like 2 years. Like it'll be 2 years of just martial law that's been happening, and Huey and the boys have been in prison for 2 years.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to do it too. To like, you don't need to
start off with the jailbreak, but they've already gone through some.
Exactly. You can do some callbacks of like the last 2 years of just absolute hell. And Butcher's been, developing more of like the virus. He's got so many now on episode 1.
I hope it's not mostly flashbacks though for the season.
Sure.
Like digging into what happened. Like I actually want to see it happen. I don't want to see them talk about remembering it happening.
They do a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah.
And not progress. Just like always in the same place. I feel like or they're just going to a different place doing the same thing.
That's how it works.
Boy.
All I know is I'm going to develop a ton of opinions about it before it comes out. And a lot of judgment.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely talk about like the first
2 years to spin our gears on this.
Exactly. I mean, we'll definitely get some behind the scene photos too that'll help us a little bit understand. We'll talk about that when we start filming next year probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Always been on our radar.
Always be on our radar. The boys, yeah. Definitely one of the most consistent shows of modern age, for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad they're wrapping it up 5 seasons. That's a good length.
You don't need to, draw it on any more than it needs to.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
You can really make this final season like jaw-dropping good television. Because I don't know if it's ever, I don't think it's ever gotten nominated for any Emmys or.
It's gotten an Emmy.
Has it?
I think it got one.
Yeah. Not for Homelander though, Anthony Starr.
I don't think it's Starr.
But it definitely does not, feel like it's in the same realm as the other kind of modern day shows like The Bear.
Yeah, it does not.
Oh, it's its own thing. I love it.
Exactly. So yeah, I think they have a lot of, resources to make this the best season.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see though.
We'll see then.
Yeah.
We'll see. Right, we get into there. I'll just cut it there.
All right.
This part of the podcast is called Solo Missions. It's whatever you find by yourself, whether that be shows, movies, music, events, whatnot. So let's talk about it. Pierce, what have you been up to this week?
Well, seeing as I'm still in LA on the trip, I have made it a point to venture out into the wilderness of Los Angeles and its various neighborhoods. And I found myself with a very interesting theme this past Thursday. I called it Tiki Thursday because I ended up at two particular tiki bars, one brand new and one extremely old, the oldest in the state actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk first about the first one that I went to, which was the newest one. It's called the Lucky Tiki. It's above Tail of the Pup, off of Santa Monica Boulevard and La Cienega, and you have to enter through like a pickle barrel, and someone comes down, grabs you, but it's a super intimate spot. Like I would say about honestly how the space that we're enclosed right now. So I would say like maybe what about like a 10 by 11 by 11 space. It's super small.
Wow.
The staff are extremely friendly, and every drink that you order, at least off the menu, comes with this sort of theatrical sort of presentation. Like to give you an example, I ordered their the Lucky Tiki Old Fashioned, and their Old Fashioned comes in a treasure chest, and it has dry ice in there, so it like starts to like fog, and it had like blue and like green lights.
Yeah.
And mind you, the whole place is like super dimly lit, and like there's like all these like beautiful lights, and you see like all the tiki statues. Everything's covered like in like the palm fronds. It's just one of those places that I will say it does suck that it's reservation only, but I got extremely lucky that they're like, oh, there's one spot left by the bar. Come and sit, you know. I just wish it was a little bit bigger and it was just a tad more accessible, because that place it's probably already making a killing, but they could make so much more, which is like a little bit of a bigger space. But that was super fun. But then later on, Matt, you and I and Connor, who we've heard from, we also went to the Tonga Hut to talk with some storyboard and art directors. And it was super fun going there because it's the oldest tiki bar in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel the history as soon as you walk in. Just looking at some of the artwork and just looking at the bar space, the choice of music was immaculate.
It really was.
I swear, I had to stop myself so many times from singing along to the old tunes, because mind you, I'm like I'm in my 200s at this point. I'm a very old man, and it's just sitting there talking about movies, talking about, you know, just the state of the film industry, but then on top of it, getting into tangents about trains and bodybuilding and just like 1,001 different conversations. It was a super cool place. The drinks were strong.
They were strong.
And they were fairly priced.
Mm-hmm.
They were fairly priced.
Okay.
Yes. And it's just one of those things that I would say highly recommend. If you get a chance to go to the Tonga Hut, by all means go to that.
Mm-hmm. It was so cute and quaint. Like the back, you enter through the back and you walk through like, you know, these tables and chairs that are set up in like this alley, but they make it look so beautiful.
Yep.
There's a huge gate around it, and whoever was the designer of that place, you know, props to them.
Exactly. I completely agree.
Fun,
yeah, it's totally worth it. I mean, that's one thing I will say is that tiki culture was born here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that it just remains here. Like it like really there's that legacy that continues, because it's so much of it's a marriage of a lot of different things. It's a marriage of just like obviously Hawaiian culture, but then there's also bits of mid-century modern, you know, aesthetics that are brought into it. And even now a lot of people are bringing tiki culture into the world of horror. Tiki culture was also hugely like sort of like adopted by like Disney art as well. So much of what pop culture has been for decades just all lives within this space, and it's just something so authentic to California and to America itself, and it's super cool. But yeah, so that's where I've been, and I'd say the one thing that I would like to maybe touch upon that we all watched this together, was Thinner, Stephen King's Thinner. And it was my first time watching it, which is kind of funny because growing up in a Romani household, you would think we were trying to find as many like movies that had Roma in it, but for the longest, I never had a chance to watch it. For those of you who aren't necessarily aware of the narrative, we follow this one lawyer who is widely connected with his town and just their whole government system. But he's a big boy. He does not want to stop eating. That's a good way. That's a nice way to put it. He's
husky.
Man, yeah, he's large. And the thing is that he's having these issues with his eating problems, and his wife wants him to lose weight. But in the midst of this, he happens to make a fatal accident that forces this older Roma man to place a curse on him, as well as some of the other town officials. And slowly but surely, the curse takes its toll, and we just see his life unfold as he suddenly starts to become thinner. And I found it was a very great concept. But I will say the one thing that was like kind of funny is that a lot of times I was questioning myself, like how much research was done, because the characters read more like indigenous Native Americans than they actually registered as. Because mind you, like within the culture, there's multiple tribes, or which is kind of funny, we call the same thing tribes, or what we call vitsas, and so there's different versions of Roma, and especially like in LA or like any place where there's like bigger cities, you would expect that there's a lot of people that would be interested to talk about this stuff. But I felt like more like if I was watching like a native shaman who was placing these curses and doing these things, rather than it being like truly like a Romani thing. Some of the jokes were funny, very funny.
Yeah.
It was a very like slapstick sort of film too.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
The makeup was really cool too.
The makeup was cool.
The makeup was
bad
cool.
Suit, wild.
Yes.
Wild bad suit.
Yes, that was. Part of me wanted to like, if I had known the food, how much food was going to be in this film, I would have said, let's order something before we watched it.
There was a lot. You don't watch it. He's so big at the beginning, he's eating everything.
I know. I was watching. I'm like, damn. I wish we should have ordered gotta order a pizza or something. Like you're just watching. Like,
down,
hey, give me a bite.
Really starts going to town when he finds out like he can't keep any weight on. He keeps getting thinner.
Yeah.
He starts going to town on the cupboards.
You know,
Like just
And lucky he's a
really-
lawyer with that much food. Jesus Christ.
Right? Yeah.
Shit.
He needed it.
I'll tell you what, I think that's my favorite part about the movie, though, is that you don't get until the point where he's actually actively trying to look for the zombie, or not the zombie, the gypsy, or anything like kind of like a hospital, like he has to go because he thinks he's losing the weight up until the third act,
Yep.
or at least halfway through the second act, where he's just like, oh, I'm happy because I'm fit now.
Yeah.
But then it starts to go past that fit point where he's like, "Oh, I'm getting pretty scrawny." And
Yeah.
Like, oh,
He like
I'm
lifts his
withering
shirt.
away.
Yeah, and you just see nothing but just
Yeah.
bone, just ribs and skin.
Mm-hmm.
But like it sets it up with the curse, and then for the next like 45 minutes is him just being like,
Everything's cool.
"Cool,
Yeah,
I can do
really.
whatever I want, and
It's
I'm
true.
losing weight."
Oh yeah, no. I would say it's a fun movie. Could I potentially see them remaking this today? No. It's not even for the cultural side of things. It's just so, how do I put this? There's just so many things that just it's best left within that sort of like age, just because like if you think about it, it's just that style of filmmaking. You know, I could see them dramatizing it a lot more. It's just they don't make things as funny like this anymore.
Yeah.
Like horror
Mhm.
comedy,
Mhm.
unless like the closest thing you could find today is like Creepshow.
Yeah,
That's a
which
great,
makes-
mind you, it's a
yeah,
great
sure.
show.
Yeah.
And it is funny. It's true because Creepshow Stephen King
Makes
was a
sense.
part of that
Mhm.
too. So that makes total sense. But I would say it's worth a watch if you just want. It's a good popcorn flick, I'd say. If you're looking for something with a more authentic Romani identity, you're better off. Which good luck finding it. I've yet to find it. Actually, take that back. The most authentic I've seen in a horror film was Last Voyage of the Demeter.
I
That
like
was-
Last Voyage of Demeter.
I love that movie.
That was fun.
And it's crazy because when I first saw that movie, chilling in the theater, I see like sort of like the characters and everything is going through, and like some of the first lines that are spoken in the film are in Romanes. I'm like, wait, I don't even need a translation for this. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm all for it. It's great special effects and all that. I think we talked about it last episode.
It was so cool seeing them how
yeah.
how to react to a vampire, not knowing what vampires are.
Yeah.
So like you're internally like, just stab them or like anything and put some white on them or something.
Yes.
And they don't know how to do anything.
They don't know how to do anything.
They don't know what vampires are.
Exactly. It was so cool. That's a great movie, but I would say definitely that. But otherwise, if it's something like, you just want to go through the Stephen King universe, you can call it that point, and just watch it, it's worth it.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun one. If you like those 90s TV horror movies,
yes,
then you're definitely going to be into this.
Another good one I'd say it's a little better is Night Flyer.
Night Flyer?
That's a good one.
That one.
Yeah. It's a vampire who flies an airplane.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, that's my watch list.
And it's one of the creepiest vampires you have ever seen in your life.
Really?
You think Nosferatu's like off there strange?
Yeah.
Look up Night Flyers, like makeup design, terrifying.
Really? I'll have to look at watch a video or something.
Okay. Yeah, Night Flyer.
After this.
Add it to my list. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to.
Sweet. Trev, you been watching anything? Listen to anything?
Yeah, like I said, we watched a lot of the same stuff together, and then we went out to the Tam O'Shanters. Like you were just talking about the Disney.
That's right.
So where Walt used to hang out with all his Imagineers, and there's actually a table you can see carved into the table some of their sketches. It's like Fantasia era sketches.
Wow.
It's really cool.
That's rad.
Very cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. It was a lot of fun there. The drinks were good, and there was ghost stories too.
Oh, really?
That's another thing. Like we were talking with the waitresses, and they were talking.
The place is haunted. You talk to any of the people there, and they were all so upfront about it. Like, oh yeah, like they're like, you don't officially work here until like a ghost calls your name.
That's right.
That's creepy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So check out the Tam O'Shanters if you're interested in that spooky stuff too.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
It was a really cool place.
Tam O'Shanters. Okay, cool. Tim, you
Yeah. Well, as for what I've been kind of listening to, watching, reading, I'll give you one of each really quick. Music-wise, I've been listening to the new Eminem.
Oh yeah. You're talking about that.
Yeah. I'm kind of obsessed with not the album necessarily, but with the fact that the way he marketed the album, where he's killing some shit, it's very crazy. And you should listen to it. You can listen to it.
I will.
If you listen to it all the way through, you'll get the whole story of it. It's actually a linear story, kind of, about him killing Slim Shady, which is crazy for being like a jerk to everybody throughout all his last albums, and they're like he was Slim Shady, because there's a whole conspiracy that Slim Shady is a demon that is possessing him, which is crazy. But they kind of set it up like that,
where he's kind of like in the forefront.
Where he's like, you're the one who's been saying all this stuff, making I had to create you to be able to do all the, but it's gone too far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
His persona.
It's definitely a marketing tactic or something, but it's fun.
It's fun. Okay.
Yeah. I've been listening to Bob Iger's book. Bob Iger is the CEO of Disney. Crazy guy. He's got a good story. He's got a crazy story. As for shows, I think we talked about this last week. I'm just going to say Trev and I finished 80 Reindeer, and then Love Island. I've been watching Love Island.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, we got caught in Love Island.
Yeah.
For the last week here.
Love Island.
Last night I found
Who did
myself.
they send away?
Rob, Aaron, and Kaylor.
Ah, damn, they really did that.
I know, but they were all happy about it. They were like, "Oh, we're leaving together because they're best friends."
Yeah, true.
But I found like probably 4 weeks back, maybe. Our one girl roommate, Sam, and Trevor and Matt and I live together, and then Pierce is visiting, and he knows Sam.
Yes, I do.
Definitely. But she watches Love Island, this reality TV show about these people coming in and trying to find love. And it's so raunchy and so just American
It's
culture.
so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Like watching it as, an outsider, I've never even heard of the show until
It's so
Sam.
wild.
And so the editing, the music.
the
the music.
It's so funny.
It just like pulls you in. I'm like, wow, these editors really got the formula down.
I don't know, but like it was really funny seeing it because she would watch it every night in the living room, and we have a big couch. And every time that we watch a new episode, you'd see someone else get caught and then sit down. And
Eventually, the whole house.
It was always because
it's like a Venus flytrap.
It was because it was so funny at first. I was like, this is so bad and stupid. I'm gonna watch it.
Yes.
Like so much
I'm like excited for the finale tonight.
I came in like when they were all sitting down and like basically watching the greatest hits of all their mistakes on TV.
It's so,
yes.
it's so funny.
They're all like finding out the different ways they've wronged each other. I was kind of
watching that. Yeah.
I know. It's so crazy because like a lot of things happen, but at the same time, nothing happens.
Nothing
happens.
But everything.
Nothing about this matters.
No, and the crazy thing is that they're all sharing this like communal space. Like even their beds are like literally right next to each other, and they're like double beds. So like there's 2 people per bed in like this huge room. It's like what? There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras in the bathroom. There's cameras in the shower.
Yeah.
Cameras in the beds.
I'll tell you what, it was a hard turn within like 2 weeks from me being like, this is a stupid show to last night before going to bed. I literally had to stop myself because I Googled, what's Rob up to after work?
Wow.
I'm like, why am I looking up like what they're up to after? I don't care.
What are they doing?
Yeah. I was like, nah, I'm not one.
It is very much like, this is why as soon as I saw she put that, I'm like, oh no, it's another Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
That was on Netflix during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it was just like that.
It's so
where
good.
it's like it brings you in, and I still follow on Instagram some of those some of the people who are from the show.
Oh yeah, I voted.
He's voting in.
Oh yeah, well Cordell, so we should win.
Cordell. I want Cordell to win.
Yeah.
Really, now that Rob and Aaron are gone.
It's so funny. And when they're playing the memory game too, and his memory was so shit.
It's so bad. It's
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
He's like, I just told you my favorite vacation spot. And he's like, and it's
But I love it. They're still just having fun together.
Yeah.
Plus, he's Odell's brother.
He's Odell's brother.
Just so funny.
Odell Beckham.
Imagine. Yeah, Odell, when he came on the phone, was like, oh yeah, all the guys, I've gotten so many people talking about this. Like, imagine like knowing that, because he's a famous football player, so he knows a lot of famous football players.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure, like,
They just got it on the NFL locker room. Like,
yeah,
Exactly.
I'm sure,
Wow.
like someone like Tom Brady is like, well, I could be watching Love Island because he's like, oh, Odell's brother's on it. They're like, they're all watching it too. He said.
They're like in the locker room. Oh no, not
Yeah,
them!
Cornell.
Make sure everyone votes in.
Yeah. That's like
Phone's
2
out
minutes
now.
7 o'clock. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like time. Finale. There's 4 couples left. But no, yeah, that one, very fun. And then movie wise, I just fell asleep. I guess I wouldn't say watch, but Trev and Josh and I started part 3 of Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Oh, you watched the third one,
yeah.
Animated,
Did you finish it, Trev?
yeah, I finished it.
I have a half hour left. I started it back this morning.
Okay.
I fell asleep within like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Trev's like, hey, you fell asleep at the end. And I was like, no, I fell asleep at the beginning. I saw one scene.
So one scene.
I was out.
Yeah. I gotta watch those.
Yeah,
The
I
3
gotta
of
watch
them
that.
have they been getting better and better?
I don't know. I have a bias towards DC, but
Sure.
ratings wise, no.
Okay.
But me wise, I think this one's definitely the best because it's multiversal. You know?
Yeah, sure.
And first of all, this is going to be the end of this animation because they're doing this big culmination,
Sure.
which I'm happy about because I'm not a big fan of the Archer animation. But I think this one's probably the most fun because the first one's all about the Flash. Second one's all about Kara or like Supergirl. This one's like the culmination of everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's like handling multiple universes.
yeah. It's
how
like,
they got to this point.
Oh, okay.
it's like the Crisis event for the Flash or
Sure.
the Arrowverse, where there's a lot of fun cameos. Like Kevin Conroy, his last.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
his
I did
last
hear that.
performance.
I
This
did
is his last
hear that.
performance before he passed away. Super Friends are in it.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
There's a lot of crazy cameos. In
How about
it.
the Wonder Twins?
I don't think so. I think it's the ones. They might be in the background somewhere.
I think.
Batman Beyond came back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's Freddie. That's the guy from Boy Meets World. I don't know his name. Freddie.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
the
his name either.
same voice
Same
that
guy.
he was. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's fun as a DC
Like a little
fan.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be sad to see Jensen Ackles leaving as Batman.
Does Batman? Yeah.
He might come back though. I mean, as just like I'll say, this version, yeah, like you said, this version for sure. But they'll probably have him come back because he's become a fan favorite.
Yeah.
As a Batman voice.
Maybe live action too.
Yeah, because I mean, he did the Long Halloween.
He could be good live
Part
action.
one
The
of
Long
it,
Halloween,
which was
That'd be
really
pretty
good.
cool.
That was a
The
pretty.
Long Halloween is very fun.
I could see him doing a live
Yeah, he
action.
could be a Bruce. Yeah, for
And he
sure.
could totally pull it. He could pull it.
You don't think so?
You don't think so?
I think he could. I think he could. But I don't want him as
You don't want him?
Play Soldier Boy. He's in superhero shape.
Exactly.
I think he would be perfectly fine, but
As
to
Bruce.
me, he's always not even Soldier. He's always Dean. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see
No shit. That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
if
oh,
he's
yeah.
not being like, damn it, Dick, the whole time. Like, just give him
Oh
a-
yeah, there were definitely a couple lines in Crisis that I was like, that's just straight.
It just sounds like Dean.
Yeah.
He's like, who gives you the right?
That's so funny.
Crazy.
So I don't know. That's something I have to get over. It's the same thing with the other big cast, Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
I only see him as Reacher, or I see him as Dad Castle, really. But,
Sure.
So I can't see him as Batman. But yeah, I'm sure they would both be good. I just can't see it, and you know that's a lot of the times the case for me.
Yeah, that's
With
fair.
superhero movies, is that I'll be like, nah, but I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
fine.
But it's funny though, you brought up something that kind of like circles back into like what we were initially talking about with like Beetlejuice and like with like films in general today. Do you feel that films today, what makes it more of an appealing film is the amount of cameos or the amount of like Easter eggs that are being placed into it? Like I feel like that's become like the new thing. It's like how many like new things can we plop into this world?
Oh, for sure. And
You know?
especially like who's playing something, it's always like a big reveal.
Exactly.
It's always like,
Like is that like the
boom,
new
it's this
thing?
actor.
Yeah.
Which makes
is it
not
worth it?
timeless.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I definitely feel that in some cases, like Deadpool especially.
I was
like,
gonna say, think about everything we're talking
like
about.
Deadpool especially, like,
It's all gonna rely on that.
but like Deadpool itself, like it wouldn't be Deadpool. Like Deadpool Wolverine wouldn't be Deadpool Wolverine without the cameos too.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
like, it's like all the culmination of all these years and films that have led to this one moment to where like
That's fair.
you know all these other independent films like Prisoners we're talking about like with
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, like that's got no cameos. It's just a drama, and like those are even I put higher than like a lot of those cameos. Like a lot of people I think get lost in like you know the actors or like the play cases of that, but a good film doesn't rely on that.
Marvel films do sometimes.
Yeah.
Is it Marvel films?
Oh,
do?
yeah.
Not necessarily
Yeah.
good films.
No, Marvel films, 100%. Every Marvel film,
Like,
except
come
for
on.
Iron Man,
Yeah.
has had at least some connection to the rest of the world.
Right.
Yeah. That's the one thing that like concerns me is that especially because like you talk to anybody today mostly. Like I was just talking with a friend of mine yesterday when I was recording a different podcast, and one thing that we were talking about is comic books, and just notice how like rarely anybody really reads the comics that are going on today. They're only watching the movies, but nobody wants superhero movies anymore because it just became this huge like cameo Easter egg fest.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we were talking about, and it's like, is it sustainable at this point?
No, like it makes for a fun movie
Mhm.
for exactly at this moment in time.
Exactly.
It's really hard to make a timeless sort of movie
Yeah.
that can
Mhm.
stand on its own when it relies so heavily on all those Easter eggs and like what's going on.
And the
with
culmination,
it.
right? Like exactly. Deadpool, Wolverine, Endgame. These films are like literally culminations of like decades,
Yeah.
and like there's no way you can like reproduce that the next year and expect the same turnout.
Right.
Like,
And of course, I mean, with any superhero or comic fans, there's DC boys and there's Marvel.
Marvel guys.
And I'm a DC.
DC
I'm a
boy.
left boy all the way.
There
home.
you go,
No,
DC boy,
I love
baby.
DC. DC is, but I
Same.
love Marvel, and
Like I
I
said,
give
I'm excited for James Gunn to take over DC because
Yeah.
I think DC has a ton of great characters. I just hate the live action movies.
No, me too.
Putting
I can't even
out.
say. I would say character and comic wise, I like DC as a whole. But Marvel, I still give the benefit of the doubt. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
I
they're
shouldn't,
fun.
because they kind of do suck, but they are fun.
They're fun, and like the worst thing is that before Endgame, everything hit. Like everything was good, everything good, and now post Endgame, it's like good, bad, good,
Right.
bad, good, bad.
Yeah.
It's a constant going back and forth of like some really well developed properties, and then you have like Secret Invasion.
like laughably
The Secret
bad.
Invasion
Oh,
was
it's just become too much.
laughable.
Can't
Yeah,
keep up
laughably
anymore.
bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing we were talking about like with Star Wars. It's like there's so much.
Yeah.
where do you begin?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I know you begin.
Where do you end? Iron Man.
Iron Man.
It's still the best one.
It's the only one that doesn't connect anything too.
Yeah, it's the only one you can watch on its own without having to be like, I gotta watch 20 other movies. Maybe because it's the first one, or maybe it's because it's the best one. I don't know.
It's up. It's
I don't like Iron Man, and I love that movie. So that just tells you how good it is.
Robert Downey is just the key.
He's so good.
Oh yeah.
He was born for that role.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Perfect.
But I think honestly, Marvel has a plan. I think because after Secret Wars, which we're gonna get cameos in Secret Wars up the wazoo, we're gonna get cameos in Deadpool,
Avengers 5,
because it's all still the multiversal saga.
Exactly.
But with these cameos, we're also setting up. We're getting a Fantastic Four. We're getting
maybe a Blade movie.
We're getting We're getting Blade.
Maybe.
And we're getting X-Men into the MCU. And those are the two main groups that they needed to introduce before, because we have the Avengers, we have all a ton of the side heroes now. We have Wakanda, we even have the Young Avengers set up.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But I think the two IPs are just like that they needed is
Fantastic
Four and X-Men. And I think that's going to do it for them. And after Secret Wars, it's going to kill all of the, because in the comics, that's what Secret Wars is a multiversal origins and then cuts.
Yeah.
So
it'd be a soft reboot.
It's gonna be a soft reboot, but I think after this saga's done, I think going forward after that, we have a ton of room without any of these cameos going.
Correct. Yeah.
Because it's gonna be right back to just Earth 313 or 616.
616. Yeah. See, exactly what you're saying. After Secret Wars, that's like the pinnacle of literally everything. Yeah. And so I can easily see them doing a soft reboot, recasting everybody, whole different world, and just taking it so slow like they did in 2008.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if they they're doing kind of where they're soft rebooting half the characters and keeping half the characters.
Right.
If they can make it work, and I think that just right now it's getting crazy because now we're expecting so many cameos from random people.
It's so convoluted.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
Yeah, it really needs to get pulled back and simplified again.
I think they just let the multiverse saga, which we all wanted for years and years. We were so happy. They let it drag too long.
Right. And none of us knew how they'd, make it or make it possible with all these characters. And they tried. And
they tried. I can't blame them
for trying. But Deadpool and Wolverine will be the last MCU movie for a while. Because next year, I know we get Captain America 4. Yeah. But again, it's not, that's also not, of course there'll be cameos up the wazoo as well. Yeah. But it's not like anticipating it like Deadpool and Wolverine. No. Nothing like that. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. So back to the solo. I've watched a couple of shows. I finished a couple of shows. Actually, I wanted to finish The Bear. I only have one more episode on that. But I did finish Foodtopia, the sausage party show. I did, start it last week, and the ending was preposterous. I think the 6th episode, there's a warning saying how graphic. There's a scene in the episode. I was like, a graphic scene? Okay, it can't be that bad. And it was pretty wild. It definitely needed a warning because I was kind of jaw dropped after the scene. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. But I mean, overall, I love Seth Rogen. The storyline is actually 10 times better than I thought it would be. It's like it gets very the foods themselves trying to figure out what to do after their lives in the grocery store, and they soon become a capitalistic world in this little shopping center because all the humans are dead as well. They all gone starving. And then they find this group of humans that are left in the woods feeding off other humans, and that gets whole crazy. But it did leave a spot for season 2, and I think it will get renewed. But I never thought I would like the show or that we even needed this show. But it is much. I hate to admit it, but it is a lot funnier than it should be. Yeah. The food puns are a little ridiculous. There's a lot of food puns, and that's can get a little old. There's a lot of foods that are named ridiculous names. Corn is an actual corn. I'll look musical artists and stuff. Nice. Just very corny. But yeah, overall fun. If you're looking for a raunchy cartoon, just something to relax to, and you love Seth Rogen, definitely worthwhile. But the last thing I'll talk about is The Acolyte. I watched The Acolyte all the way through. Can you believe that? Wow.
I cannot. I can physically not believe that.
I can't even believe it myself. I know I've talked a lot about it in the last couple episodes, but today will be the last time I talk about the Acro, I promise. The last episode, and the whole series, honestly, it misses the mark. It just misses the mark. I will elaborate, but it does miss the mark. Like I said before, the world, not the dialogue, the world, the set pieces, the actual, just 500 years before episode 1, the concept is so cool. I always wanted something like that to see more history of the other end of Star Wars.
Right.
But the dialogue, the writing, the characters are easily the worst I've ever seen, dude. It's so sad.
That's sad.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Like the main actress, she plays a twin. I don't think she's like Orion, like in The Boys, where there's 2 of them.
Yeah,
and
she's one of them. She plays 2 people.
Correct. And people said Hayden Christensen was a bad actor, but she 100% takes the cake for the worst Star Wars actor by far.
Wow.
It really is. There's just some scenes where her facial expressions, and it's nothing against her. I'm sure it was a huge, opportunity, clearly, but like the writing and like just the writing. Okay, I keep saying the writing, but like it's not even just the writing. It's the dialogue, it's the situations. It's this overarching story that just happens to take place in this awesome setting that is just so melancholy and so not intriguing. And they like introduce the first Sith ever, and no one even knows what a red lightsaber is. And he's the first fallen Jedi, and they're all dumbstruck, and they're like, he seems kind of cool too, but they never ever go into his backstory, and they just leave it in a cliffhanger. And the finale actually has 2 insane cameos.
Yeah.
2 insane cameos. No, there's one at the end that's not too insane. But there is one kind of mid, maybe even 12 minutes into the episode, where the villain and another character are hanging out, and this character kind of watches them fly away. And this character is, so revered in Star Wars history. I was like, holy shit, they actually threw him in here? So I'll talk about it after. So people, but I'll spoil it now. I mean, if you've listened to this far, you probably don't like Accolade as well, but
you're not gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're not gonna watch it. But there is a scene where the villain, he's in cahoots with one of the twins, and him and the twins leave this island that looks just like the island that Rey and Luke are in episode 8.
Yeah.
It looks just like that little island with there's no porgs. There's no porgs, but there's like these little birds that look like little anteaters. They're so creepy. Okay. So much more ugly than porgs. But when they fly away, you see this hand kind of creep over the side of a rock, and then you see half his face, and it's fucking Darth Plagueis.
No.
Yeah, the wise.
Really?
Yeah, it's Darth Plagueis. I was like, holy shit, they're really just gonna throw him in
They're
here.
gonna throw
There's
Darth
no
Plagueis
context
in
ever.
there.
Yeah, and it's not gonna get renewed for season 2.
Yeah.
So like that Darth Plagueis, the live action Darth Plagueis cameo, I spit out the drink I was drinking. There's no way they're gonna
They dropped
Darth Plagueis the wise. The tragedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard the story.
Yeah, we all have. But yeah, that was a huge cameo. And then at the very end, there's this one Jedi that's kind of in charge before the council is formed, or before even Jedis have any foundation over the council. The council is just this hierarchy, and the Jedi are just kind of these hippies back then. And so this woman that's in charge of the Jedi, this whole brigade, this whole group of people, like the guy from Squid Game, the Jedi, Wookiee, and so on and so forth. They, hear this dark Jedi, and they hunt him down. Long story short, they all get killed. And this woman that was supposed to protect them, and she has the whip lightsaber, she kind of freaks out. It was like, Jedis never get killed. This is true, not great. So they end, and they should have done that halfway through the show, but instead they waited for this pinnacle. It That's exactly what I'm saying. Like this story could have easily been shortened half for the show, and then the rest of the show could have been awesome stuff on like Yoda and like the old Republic.
Right.
But the last scene that they show is her just going up to the top council, opening a door, and the back of Yoda's head is there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like it's not Yoda. It's weird because it's not the CGI Yoda from episode 1.
Puppet Yoda.
It's Puppet Yoda.
Really?
Like, what the hell are you doing with
nice.
Puppet
I don't know,
Yoda?
man. Why did they have to go CGI and then
Puppet,
or
back CGI, puppet. Just pick one.
Yeah, just pick one. Truly.
I think in episode 9 though he was a puppet. Like when he.
I think he was a puppet. I think everything except for the prequels.
Mm-hmm. Well, even episode 1 he was a puppet.
He was a puppet in episode 1. You're
So
right.
yeah, 2 and 3 he's the only times he's CGI.
Then they can fight.
Then they can fight.
Yeah.
They can't have a puppet fighter.
Jim Henson, yeah.
Yeah, they can make that happen.
Yeah.
Jim Henson's
In a black
done
suit.
it.
Yeah.
They can just
They've done it.
With a puppet on his
He's
head.
on it, yeah.
Like the whole tech thing, you're just carrying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay still, you must.
But the weird thing is too that Yoda looked not like 500 years younger though.
He looked
He looked like a 900-year-old man. I'm like, this is 500 years. Like Yoda's this is his prime. He should look great. He should look great.
I mean, we do know that Yoda's time don't age fast.
Right.
But still.
But still. Give me some spry Yoda.
Yeah. That just begs to think how long in the future Grogu's going to be alive.
Exactly. Because they actually connected Grogu to episode 1 with not episode 1, not episode 3. With the younglings attacking the temple.
Wow.
So they did reconnect Grogu to that scene and why he wasn't killed with the rest of the younglings. But yeah, the Acolyte, Kathleen Kennedy, you made R2-D2 lesbian in this show bad. So
No.
Yeah.
Who made R2-D2 lesbian?
You haven't seen that? There's like an interview where she's talking about Acolyte and how like we need more inclusive characters and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I'm pretty sure R2-D2 is a lesbian.
What?
It doesn't make any sense.
Ow,
It's
a robot.
He's a robot, yeah. If anything, C-3PO is gay, sure.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I can get that.
His R2-D's always got his little zapper thing he's sticking in.
I know, he's got a dick.
Yeah.
control it.
R2-D2's got a dick.
He's a guy through and through.
Exactly. So
He can't even be lesbian.
yeah, look it up. It's real. Kathleen Kennedy talking about R2-D2 being fucking so
I mean, you
weird.
can make C-3PO gay, like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Makes
That makes sense.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
He's a little flamboyant, you know.
I actually think that'd be crazy if
I
he
can
was
back
straight.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. That would be a
Absolutely.
shocker.
Yeah. Anakin programmed him to.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Yeah, there's like
Eddie.
a little switch. He's like,
Mhm.
yay.
You know what? Like I said before, Star Wars is 98% fan fiction anyway.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Mm-hmm. But I really hope, because I don't even know. Oh, the next Star Wars live action is the Skeleton Crew, and that comes out later this year or maybe next year. But it's also another Kathleen Kennedy, but it's got what's his face from Count of Mr. Ripley, Captain
Jude
Marvel.
Law?
Yeah, Jude Law. Jude Law is the main character in Skeleton Crew.
Oh, yeah, no, I did that.
Yeah, and there's like 4 kids, and I don't really know the premise of it. There's no trailer yet. But there's a couple art that's been released, and one of the 4 kids is actually an alien.
Yeah.
Like a practical effect on his head the whole time.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite. It looks just like Max Rebo from the original, like the blue elephant guy, but just as a child. It was like his species. Yeah.
Plush.
Yeah, he looks cute. Yeah.
Got you.
I'm excited for that character. I don't know what his name is, but a fun fact though about Acolyte, this is the last thing I'll talk about Acolyte, but my favorite part about Acolyte, and there's not many, my favorite part though is that they used a character from the original book that George Lucas had designed himself, some of the characters. This character from the 1970s was like this passenger weasel basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a Rocket Raccoon character, but he couldn't talk. He's just like working on the ship basically. Yeah. So they brought that into live action. I thought was kind of cool.
Really?
I read a little bit of that. His name is Basil in the show. And he's just like this little like 4'0" like groundhog that is just working on all the cables and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. He has no real words or anything, but yeah, easily the best part. Cool. Trev, would you rather have 2 extra arms or 2 extra legs?
Arms.
Arms?
Yeah, I could grab and do more stuff. I don't need 2 extra legs. I can walk fine with 2.
You could run so much further though.
Would you be able to? Where would they go?
Yeah,
Are they
where
just
would they
coming
go?
up the
Yeah.
side? Like,
That's a good point.
if
Yeah.
you're, so yeah, like, do I trade off? Can I use like a pair?
I guess
them
I-
rest while I use another pair?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I imagine, it's kind of like those trucks that have like the 2 extra tires in the back.
Yeah.
Just like right next to each other.
Or what if it's coming off of your ribs?
Was he a centaur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming out right out here.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
You kind of like laugh while it walks.
Yeah.
You can walk around and kick things.
Exactly. No,
Yeah, I take the arms.
You're probably right. The arms would be sick.
Yeah.
You
the
could do
arms.
so many different things too.
Yeah.
You cook, microwave something, play a video game too.
Yeah. Yeah, I could be holding a drink, a smoke, and my video game controller.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that does sound pretty good.
Perfect. Yeah.
That does sound
Yeah, definitely. They definitely open legs.
good.
Mhm.
Would you rather be able to walk on water or not be able to touch water?
What?
Well, one just sounds good.
Yeah. Wait.
Walk on water?
Yeah.
Yeah, walk on
It's
water.
like would you rather have $5
Oh,
million
no.
or
No,
cancer?
you can't drink water. You can't drink water either. But you can't drink water though.
That's well.
So
Then how
walk
are you
on it, but
living?
you can't drink
You
it.
can drink like other stuff that has water in it.
You just can't drink plain water.
Just plain water.
So
I
walking,
hate plain water anyways. Give it to me.
I hate plain water.
I
love
live
plain
on
water.
plain
LaCroix
water.
all day, every day.
LaCroix. It was you just can't touch just regular water. You can't shower. You can't.
Oh, then fuck that. Nah.
Yeah, but a pool's not regular water. It's got chlorine.
That's water.
Or if you
That's
I don't really care about walking on water that much either, though.
No.
I mean, it would be cool, but what are the instances? I can go fast, so if I walk, I'm not gonna walk like trek across.
You can walk to Europe. You can walk
If
to
there
Europe.
was land where the oceans are, I still would not walk. So
Walk to Hawaii.
I still would not walk. I would have to carry a giant pack. I'm not gonna walk.
And your
Dude, I
bag,
don't even
your
walk to
bag,
the grocery store.
Yeah. And your bag can't float on top of water, so it would just be like floating
That's
in the
what I'm
water.
saying. I'm like, what?
If you put it down, like you could like lay on the water, your body, but like your bag would either sink.
a
or
way
I tried to use it
Pack
as
on
a pillow
top
and
of
it
you.
just sinks
Yeah.
and it's gone.
Exactly. You just have to like
Yeah.
stand there.
Screwed it. Yeah.
Gotta like tuck it under one arm.
Walking on
Exactly.
water is a nice perk. That'd be a tough superpower if that was the only thing you could do.
You know what?
Yeah.
As long as people
That's
don't
all.
know who you are, you can win bets with that.
Yeah. You
That's
can
There's
do
your-
it.
there's your
Bet
plus.
with that, I guess.
Yeah.
There's
Or you
your
can play a
plus.
magic guy.
Start
Yeah.
hustling people.
Like,
Exactly.
I bet you can't like. I bet I can like jump in that pond and I can just walk on it. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. The fountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Look
Nah,
like a magician.
exactly.
You can like climb up a
You're
waterfall.
the water guy.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Who is that? Chris
Climb it.
Angel.
Climb a
Who gives
waterfall?
shit about him?
Like a rock wall.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
That'd be
grab the
wild.
water.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
That'd be kind of
Oh,
cool.
how would it? Because the water's still coming down, so you're gonna grab the water as it's falling.
Yeah,
Try to push up.
basically.
How does that
Yeah.
work?
I mean, you just stand on top of it, it'll shoot you up.
That's true.
Gotta
You
be
just like you
fast.
just walk on top of
Or
it.
like a
Yeah.
geyser. You
Mhm.
Yeah.
just.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you fall off a waterfall,
Yeah,
too,
I
you
would
just,
say,
you
yeah,
just
what
fall.
happens like if you fall into the water and you just smack into
Yeah,
concrete?
yeah, you're just dead.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
And then just a pile of your bones and blood and bush are just on top of the water, not even sinking.
Yeah. Tough.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, and the
You
seagulls
have a
just come.
femur just skipping across the lake.
Exactly. And bones are just laying on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fish try to come up and get it, but they're like it's like a wall. Like
Yeah, what's going on?
I smell it. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
But not being able to touch water though would be brutal. I love
That'd be-
showering and drinking water and
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad deal.
I mean, how do you cleanse yourself after that point?
any liquid
Can
other
you
than
get out in the
water.
rain? Does it not let you touch?
So
Or
then,
do you
but then
die?
think about it
You
like
could
this:
just die in the rain.
what would you use other than water to wash with? You can't use.
You'd have to use like
Whiskey.
Whiskey. You'd have to use like LaCroix or something. You have to use like LaCroix.
like a sparkling
yeah,
water,
like a
like
sparkling
club-
water.
club soda or
It just
something.
can't be tap
Yeah.
water.
It just can't be
can't be
it just
tap
can't be
water.
water by itself. Yeah.
Oh.
Or like chlorine water. It just can't be like salt water or just like water without any additives.
So can you just put like a special shower head on there, kind of like those like sprayers for paint? That just,
Yeah, and, like,
shoots in,
twist on.
flavor or
Yeah.
something that's in there.
You could,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
There you go.
Twist on my Gatorade.
I guess.
Your hair would be in shambles. Your
Oh no, your hair would be awful.
You'd have to go bald. You'd have to go bald.
After that point, yeah, true. Or you get dreads. End up with dreads at that point.
True. But I feel like rain, it would either kill you or it would be like the negative feeling when you put two batteries together. You just be pushed away.
Yeah, like you just get like this sort of aura around.
Yeah, you're just gonna be pushed away.
Yeah. So then that becomes what it becomes is that you're just. It's either you can walk on water or you're hydrophobic.
Yeah.
That's what that is at that point.
Are you hydrophobic though, or do you die in touch water? Or does it just repel?
It just repels. Yeah, it just like, you physically can't.
Repel water.
So I can walk in the rain and not get wet.
Well, it's like I said, like the battery is like it would just push you away from the rain. But it would just keep pushing and pushing until there's no rain. The rain cloud.
Well, I'm the bigger object, so wouldn't it just
doesn't matter.
rain off me?
There's no physics in this conversation.
All right, fine. Yeah, I take neither of them.
What'd you rather? You got it.
I'm walking. I can make a couple dollars.
Yeah, that's fair. Walking on water. Yeah. Yes, I love a good glass of water. I could not give that up.
Yeah, no, that's how I start my day every day.
I love to swim too.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
I can't do that. I can't go in the water.
That's true.
You're stuck on top.
Yeah, in this situation, you can't swim either way.
Yeah.
Your swimming rights have been revoked.
Yeah, at that point,
Start the cards, man.
Yeah, no more swimming.
No more swimming.
But yeah, showering and just like even washing the dishes would be brutal. You have to like wear gloves at all times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And even if you get like a speck on yourself, you'd be like,
yeah.
Damn. Awful.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to episode 3. Next week we'll be talking about Deadpool episode 4, and hope for you guys to come back. Thanks again.